Hey guys, welcome back to Loft Sports. It's Tyler coming at you with the Notre Dame USF preview. Irish going into week 2 after a less than convincing win in week 1 against the Duke Blue Devils. We step out of conference for our only, God, it feels weird saying that, for our only non-conference game in 2020. South Florida Bulls. This game was added just a couple of weeks ago to the schedule, so be kind of interesting to see how this one shapes out. We don't have a lot of history against South Florida. I think we've only played them one time, and that was in 2011, Coach Kelly's second year, where we turned the ball over about 15 and a half times in the red zone and lost. So we should have a chip on our shoulder. Obviously, none of the players involved in this game will have played in that game, as it was almost 10 years ago. But as fans, I think we have a chip on our shoulder that we want to get a revenge win against USF. I'll be honest, I'm an avid college football fan, but I don't know a whole lot about South Florida this year. I know they got a new coach. Charlie Strong's not there anymore. 2-3 years ago, this team was a 10-win team and very, very competitive in a pretty underrated American conference. But just last year they were 2 years ago they won 7 games. Last year they were 4-8, so they've been kind of going downhill for the last couple years. I know they got to have some talent. It's a Florida school. It's a larger Florida school. I think USF's got to have some players buried on its depth chart that maybe not NFL caliber, but can certainly play with even some of Notre Dame's better players. You know they're going to bring some speed. They're probably weaker in the trenches. I would give Notre Dame the advantage on both lines of scrimmage, but I'm sure they got a corner or two or maybe a receiver or running back that might make us turn our head on Saturday. They played the Citadel this past week, and they won, I think it was 27-10, and the Citadel's an FCS team. Citadel's a tough team. They run the triple option, so they're harder to blow out than your average FCS team maybe, but they didn't exactly dominate that game, so Notre Dame should walk away with this one. I expect to see Notre Dame turn a corner and improve on the Duke game. Now, South Florida does return 7 players on each side of the ball, but again, they got a new coach, so this should be over at half. Let's just be honest. If we're going to continue to act like we're a top 10 team, whether the Big 12 or the Big 10 and the Pac-12 play or not, Notre Dame should dominate this game. I don't see a scenario other than Notre Dame shooting itself in the foot. South Florida is even remotely close to winning this game. Notre Dame is bigger, stronger, faster, more talented, has more experience, better coaching, better quarterback play, one would think. So here's what Notre Dame needs to do. I normally do keys to the game. Sometimes I feel like the keys are a little redundant. The keys should always be the same. Don't turn the ball over. Ian Book needs to play well, and the defense can control the game. And let's get the run game going a little bit. Notre Dame should run for 250 yards in this game at minimum. Ian Book should have 250 to 300 yards passing, and the only reason it shouldn't be more than that is because he's out of the game in the fourth quarter. I want to see Ian Book cut himself loose a little bit. Let's shake this funk that you're in. Let's hand the keys over. If we got to throw the damn ball 60 times, let's throw the ball 60 times. I don't want that to be the case. I want to be physical. I want to see Notre Dame be able to have a consistent running game. But if it's just not the way the offense is built, it's not the way the offense is built. Now, when you get to the playoffs, Oklahoma proves that can be a dangerous combination, as it can get you there, but it can get you run off the field when you go against teams that have interior talent on the defensive line. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's dominate USF. Let's beat them 49-13, which is what the score should be, and let's move on to 2-0 and get back into conference play the following week. This should be a laugher. There's really no excuse for Notre Dame to play around with the Bulls. This is a team that's on the downward trend. We're supposed to be on the upward trend. I hope Notre Dame follows suit. Go Irish. This is Tyler with Loft Sports signing off.